What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. We're back with another market watch here today for you guys. And I'm going to do something I don't do too often anymore. And the first three cards are going to be things I would suggest personally to get right now. And then we're going to cover some crazy things happening. The first one is Manju of the 10,000 hands, specifically the DT version. It's at $8.11. Anytime we see a DT version and there's not really another high rarity and it's matching or very close to the prices of the other rarities, it's usually a great buy. And we see here $8.11 for a DT Manju, with the commons actually being about the exact same price and the super sitting at $7.29. It's less than $1 to get your DT variant right now. That's pretty dang impressive on this platform. Whenever we see Seraphonite do it, Seraphonite usually pulls back ahead by $5. Many other DTs tend to pull back ahead by $5. It's a great time to get your DT Manjus, especially with Vindreads on the horizon. We see the IOC original common here at 6 before it's quickly rising. People list low to try to sell. We have the other common, the turbo common at 630. Actually, there's just so many common versions of this, but they're all sitting so pretty and high. $7, $8 for the Legendary Collection Yugi's World one. How does it sell out to the point of $8 for a newer common when you can just go and get yourself a near mint DT? Doesn't make much sense, and with Vindreads continuing to release support for assumably at least 2 more sets, I would definitely have these in my back pocket, at least a playset. And we see here on eBay 620, very similarly to the lowest commons over on the TCG player. Let's go ahead and list DT and see what comes up. $7.75. You can get it even cheaper. I believe that's near mint. It doesn't say. It does say pre-owned. Let's check that out. $8, so you're save a little bit, and then $8.11 matching. Definitely thing to consider and go check out. Let's see if this is a near mint listing real quick. Description: this card is up for sale as a condition near mint / mint. Yep. So that is a $7.75 near mint Manju of the 10,000 hands. Ayy. Next we've got Dante, and this high price on the DUEA is still sticking up. But you can start to buy the Megatons as low as $5.50 here. And I think it's a pretty good buy, considering we still don't know what the Link monster does, and people kind of let it cool down. They're not letting the DUA cool down, but the Mega Pack one is pretty low, and the gold one's sticking kind of to where it was at. And over here on eBay, you can even see these are the Mega Pack Dantes available. It's quickly risen above TCG player. So I would highly consider getting these, the Mega Pack versions right now, because we still don't know what it does. And having your playset at just $15 is amazing. And being able to get 2 playsets around $30 so that you have perhaps a set to trade with or a set for your friends, definitely something to consider having at this price point. It's continuing to trickle down while the other secret rare version stays up, and usually when something does see meta play, we'll see this only be about $2 behind the other one. People will start getting this and getting this to the point where it's going to match. People don't really care to have an unlimited DUEA Dante versus a first ed Mega Pack 1. You should only be really caring about having a first ed DUEA Dante. So definitely consider having these as well. Moving on to our next card, Maxi. The Ulti is actually just chilling out at a lower price than it was, and it originally fell because of ban list fears it would have seen and the competitive season dropping off. As the competitive season moves forward, definitely consider having yourself Maxi. And I know Maxi is not impacting the meta as much as usual. True Dracos are out here really grinding, unlike the OCG. Well, Maxi's still going to have an impact, especially as spirals come forth. And I would consider having Maxi ready and available in your arsenal. You only need 1 if you really want to have your own copy. And the secret rare version specifically, what I would consider, it stayed stable at 12 forever. There's almost no risk to getting a near mint secret rare. Pro Play Games here at the bottom. Hey, 50,000 sales. Geez, you're grinding Pro Play. But something to definitely consider having is this version. And we see even the common over here is at $6. It's only double to have yourself the original secret rare unwin. Then you have the gold version sitting at $7, but the super is also sitting around $6. There's something weird when the common is matching the 10 super. And I know people don't like the super version as much as others, but that's pretty crazy to me. And we see over here that the common is sitting at $5 near its own market price on eBay, but quickly does rise to $6 as well. Although it looks like we have some people with multiple holding the line over here on eBay. This is all the kinds of copies of Max C's, and there's only 134 different buy it now listings. And a one-of card that may seem like a lot, but as the competitive season gears back up and people who have quit because the links decide to come back in or sold everything because they were going to get back in later, these will slowly trend up as the competitive season culminates towards Nationals. That's a long time away, but we're starting the competitive season now. So it's something to definitely consider, in my opinions, these secret rares. Actually, let's look up STOR on eBay. I think it's Storm of Ragnarok. Yeah. And you can see it's much, much, much more expensive on eBay, actually. Very surprising. Kind of the opposite theme of my always check both, where TCG Player was just more expensive all the time. It's looking like TCG Player's having a few wins on the cards that I'm saying to pick up with Max C and Dante. Nice. Let's go ahead and get into a crazy buyout that happened. Foolish Burial, secret rare at 15. And no, don't get your torches ready for Simo. This happened before Simo ever made his video on the best -1 cards. And he made this video. I'm not sure exactly what it's titled, but I saw that it had Foolish Burial on the title. This actually happened before his video. And it's pretty crazy that the secret rare got bought out to the point of $15 on pretty much both platforms. It's already chilled back out to $10. I don't think it was the best buyout ever. There's so many really cool versions of Foolish Burial. The DT still sitting at $2, the Turbo being the max rarity. But I think the Impact will keep it up for a while from where it was. I would actually, I love playing Platinum Rare cards because people hate them overall, but I think they look actually really great. I love Platinum Book of Moon. I like Platinum Foolish. But there's so many different variants of Foolish Burial to play that I just think that price isn't going to stay up without a lot of effort from whoever made this happen. Good card, great card. I don't see it or see why. But tell me in the comment section down below if you see why. Foolish Burial Goods is rising because of Spirals. Why is Foolish Burial rising? What are you going to be playing this in? I know Lightsworn Zombies could play it, perhaps the Vendreads, potentially. What would you be playing Foolish Burial in, and why do you think it's gone up so much for just one variant of it? Now, the super has been creeping up over time. I believe the lowest is 35, which is kind of one of the highest points that it's sat at in a while. It's yeah, lowest available here, 35 near mint. Pretty interesting. It says its normal was 41. I don't believe I had seen that happen. But if we come over here, we see that you can get Italian near mint / light plate. That's kind of weird to have both in the title. 30. And then German near mint 32. German 33. So a lot of foreign ones before we get to English lightly played. And we finally see the Ian at 37. So it seems like Foolish Burial's just getting some kind of traction here. I personally don't know what exact meta deck is focusing on it. I don't know that Spirals play it. Maybe they do and I'm missing something. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys would be using Foolish Burial in. Besides Zombie Lightsworn, I could see it. Another point I was going to make with the Dante stuff, I should have put this up earlier in the market watch, is that the Phantom Knight stuff is still holding value almost all the way to where it was. Remember, these were $9. These are all light play. It's still sitting around there. These are holding at 7, so it's really interesting that the Dantes fell down. But another card that I was going to suggest getting now rather than later is if BA really comes back to the forefront with their Link Monster, Dollar break swords are something that you want right now as well. We've seen with that Battles of Legend cards can spike really high with Omega when they're played heavily in the game. Definitely consider having your break swords right now. A dollar, that's nothing to have a really amazing rank 3 in your arsenal that gets played in other decks that have access to 3s. You play it when you're running 2 Luminas, so consider it. Consider having that. But the rest of everything is pretty chill. The original versions are up there, but definitely this shows that there's maintaining value till the announcement. If you have any inclination that you're going to be playing BA when their Link monster comes out, get the break sword, get the MP Dantes today. And finally, Rising, I can admit it, I was pretty much completely wrong here. Apprentice Illusion Magician is it's up. It's up to 12 over here. It is rising pretty fast. There's somebody holding the bar over here for us on eBay, keeping it at $9.50 before it's the same price of $11.60. Just one seller trying to fight back the price, and the floodgates are busting open. My pure advice on this, these two are carrying half the value of MSRP on the structure. So vendors are getting pretty much their whole wallet back on these structure decks just off these 2 cards. Think of how insane that is, because they get these structures for like $16.50, $17, depending on their distro. That's insane that they're getting their money straight back, isn't it? But for us who have to spend $30 over at Walmart, maybe you can find a vendor willing to sell them at $25. Just buy the freaking structure deck. Look at all these cards that are sitting at around 2 and 1, and you have all the mirror forces as well. Definitely just buy your structure deck itself. You can even buy it for $30 here. When 2 cards are making it back and getting hyped up, I would definitely consider just having the structure decks themselves. Don't fall for singles prices. Don't be like, well, I don't really need any trade. Don't be lazy. You definitely have plenty of these structure decks for anybody, competitive or non-competitive, that would definitely want some of these cards out of here. The altar arts are beautiful. Having all these mirror forces is great. Just don't sleep on the structure. Go ahead and get your value out of it by buying it at MSRP if you really have to. Don't chuck your money just at the apprentices. If you can help it. I realize not everybody has $90 to spend on 3 structures, but why waste $30 on 3 of her when you can have so much more play sets of basically everything you might need in the future? But yeah, that's the market watch today. What did you guys think of the rising price of Apprentice Illusion and Foolish Burial? And what did you guys think of the suggestions that I made? Are these cards that you already had? Such as Secret Maxi, it's up on eBay versus your ability to get it real nice and cheap over here on TCG. Again, Dante, relatively cheaper on TCG Player again. I always stress, check both. TCG Player is the winner of today.